Hey guys, John here with Pro H Paintball. I'm back in the tech room today. I'm going to show you how to install the new Deadlywind hair trigger valve in your M170. Alright, to get started installing the Deadlywind Hair 45 trigger valve for your M170, let's go ahead and take off the barrel here. Lay this to the side. You do need to take the frame off, so we're going to take the rubber grip off the front, slide that out, lay it out of the way. Take the bolt out. That's going, if it's kind of tough on your new gun, there you go. From there, you're going to need your 1/8 Allen wrench. So this trigger valve is quite ridiculous. We do have a shooting video that we did on our 24 karat gold hand engraved M170. We have that on our YouTube channel. You can check that out. Once you get this set up right, you can actually kind of walk the trigger on your mechanical trigger. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to take the back screw out with a 1/8 Allen wrench. We'll take the front screw out. We're trying to remove the frame. Take that one out there. Good to go. Lay those there. Okay, now that you have these screws from the frame pulled off, the body is going to hinge up like this. It's going to come off. Just lay the body on the side. You don't need that. Inside the gun here, you have a little like brass colored pin. One has a fat side or a thicker side, and one has a skinny side. You want to take one of your smaller Allen wrenches and push from the small side to the bigger side, and it's going to come out. And you're not going to need that anymore. And then this little black gasket here, there's two pieces inside the valve. That's going to go right there, and you have the main valve, trigger valve here. Good to go. When you pull this out, you notice there's going to be a small gasket inside of there with a filter. You're going to make sure that stays in place. And then also on your valve, on the bottom of the valve, you have one large hole, and on the top of the valve, you have a gasket with two small holes. So remember that here in a second. And then, of course, the gasket. So when you grab your Deadlywind upgraded trigger valve, the one hole goes towards the bottom, the two towards the top. And then, of course, the pin for the trigger is going to face the front of the gun where the trigger is going to be. So this is just going to drop into place here. And then you want to take one of these valve seals here, or a little gasket, and that goes right into the gasket hole on the top, the two-hole gasket. Good to go there. And that is pretty straightforward. So there's nothing that holds this into place. You're not going to need this pin anymore, or the black piece, or the old trigger valve. Make sure you keep that just in case you ever want to sell this separate, or you don't like it, which I don't think that's the case. These trigger valves are absolutely ridiculous. Deadlywind did a great job with that. Okay, I'm also making sure that the trigger spring is still in there. Again, I'm not touching anything on the trigger, not just yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook the front of the frame back up into the body. And just by this is going to press everything together for me. So that's why you want to make sure that that gasket is correctly in place, because without that, it'll just leak and it won't work. Just going to do the back screw first. And I'm just going to loosely tighten that up and then do the front screw. And then once I've got both of them on in place, I'm going to just firm it up with my Allen key. The short side, tighten it up. Good to go. Make sure the trigger moves correctly. Go ahead and put the bolt back in. So grab the small little Ninja tank we've got for testing guns. I'm going to screw this in. A couple things to keep an eye on when you do this. Go ahead. And so as I'm doing this, I'm going to make sure that the actual little valve piece kicks the trigger pin back into place. Make sure I did it right. So you kind of hear it moving around there. Good to go. So there's a little ear. Things kind of have to work their way in and kind of set back in place. So I went ahead and grabbed the muffler that Planet Eclipse used to make for this gun, so it's not so loud for the video. So once I aired it up, there was a small leak inside the gun, but everything sealed itself up. And it looks like the pin valve, you can actually look from the right side of the gun through the frame. There's a little pin valve that the hair trigger kicks out to make sure everything is working correctly. And now this trigger is super light. This is stock out of the box. I didn't touch this before the video or anything like that. So you can take the spring out of the trigger to make it really short. You can actually make the trigger so short that the safety doesn't work anymore, but I don't recommend that. That way you can still depend on the safety to work, you know, when you're not playing with a gun. So this is good to go. But this thing lightens it up. They say it's supposed to be like 4 times lighter and 5 times shorter, or the other way around. I know for sure it shortens the trigger and it lightens the trigger quite a bit. So pretty quick, easy install. If you do buy this from us and you are local to Houston, we do install these valves and everything for free for pretty much any upgrade you buy from us. You guys have any questions about the Deadlywind trigger, make sure you give us a call, 713-896-8841. You can reach out to us on social media. You can comment below on our YouTube channel. Also, I apologize if that CO2 refilling is loud in the video. We are open while I'm filming this. So anyways, you guys have an M170 or have an Emek. The Emek also has, Deadlywind also has a hair trigger for that. We sell them on prohpb.com. So again, any questions? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please share our videos. Thank you guys.